you're all well. It is Friday the 3rd of November and this is going to be the last of our Salou Adventure series, and this is going to be covering the Saturday and the photos that Abby had sent me and a couple of other little odds and ends that I've not included so far. As you may know, I took a lot of the footage, most of the footage on my phone, backed it up to the cloud, but it's gone. I didn't realise you couldn't delete it once it was backed up to the cloud, and it's now gone. So I have done the best with what I had, which was my GoPro footage and bits and pieces that the girls have sent me. However, I didn't take any footage on my GoPro on Saturday because I knew it was running out of charge quickly and I wanted to save it for at night. And when it came to night, it was too dark. So yeah, I've got practically no actual footage from Saturday. So we're going to do the best we can. The reason we wanted to go into the park on Saturday was because there was a maze and a show that were only on that day. And there was also, no, not a maze, it was like a scare zone and a show that were only on that day. Plus, the parade was going to be done in the dark, and then there was a big fireworks spectacular after it. So what we did, we went into Salou again on the Saturday morning, we picked up little souvenirs and things that we wanted to bring back with us. And then we went up into the park in the afternoon, and it was mobbed. I'm talking crazily busy. We'd had it really good the Thursday, Friday because it was quiet, but Saturday you couldn't move. And thankfully we kind of anticipated that, so the girls had done all the rides that they wanted to do. We'd seen all the shows we wanted to see apart from the ones that were only on the Saturday. So we tried not to stress too much, but it was hard. And I didn't go on anything on the Saturday, I don't think. By that time, I was exhausted, and I love roller coasters and getting thrown upside down and all the rest of it. But my 48-year-old head and body were suffering. I'm just getting too old for the G-force now. The only ones that I didn't feel, oh, that hurt on was Shambala, which is a brilliant roller coaster, and the new ride, which is Uncharted, and that is excellent. So on the Saturday I decided not to do any rides. Abby and Brooke still did a couple. We didn't get to do the drop zone, which Brooke was disappointed in, because every time we went to go to it, it was down. Because it's such a high tower, the wind, if it was a certain speed, they couldn't have it running. So we had a wander around the park, and then we left the park at about 5 o'clock, I think, to go to the restaurant that we'd seen on the way in. There's a big restaurant that's been built called the 29s, I think. And yeah, because Jack thought it said 20 wines on the way in and got all excited. And it's like a football bar. It's we didn't know until we got in there, it's all based on La Liga, and there was sport big video screens and tellies all over the place. Again, I took footage, but I've not got it now. And it was just amazing that I take it what is a VIP area is big round tables with like, be quiet, with big dugout chairs round about it, and the food was lovely, the staff were lovely, it was a really nice meal. Yes, Hugo, you're making all that noise, aren't you, boss man? Yes, and Hades hiding his face in shame. Yeah, so we had dinner and then we went back into the park again. By that time it was starting to get dark, and the girls really wanted to do Shambala in the dark, so they got to do that, which was great. Oh, in the afternoon, I forgot to tell you about the thing that we went in for. So we did Uncharted again, loved that ride, and we went to the show that hadn't been on through the week, and it was like magic bubbles, and it looked really good on the website, and we got there and we were like, really, is this it? It was awful. I suppose if you were kids it was fine, but it wasn't branded a kids show. It was basically one woman dressed as a witch using the massive big bubble things and making big bubbles and trying to get herself in it, but she was rubbish. They kept bursting. And it's that we were sitting there trying not to laugh, and because obviously we needed the wheelchair access. We couldn't just get up and walk out. Quite a few people did, I have to say. It really was not good. It wasn't what we expected at all. But when we came out of there, we found the scare zone. And basically a scare zone it's a bit like a maze, but it's outside and you don't pay anything for it. It starts at one section and goes to a different section, and all the way through there's the actors, but they jump out at you and they scare you. It's not like the other actors wandering about. It's a lot more atmospheric and scary and jumpy, and that was really good. I don't think Abby got any photos of that either. Again, I did take footage, but it's gone. So that was really good. The scare zone, that was the only scare thing that Abby ended up doing, because she's a coward. But that's fine. You know, she enjoyed herself, she loved it. We didn't want to put pressure on her for her to end up just not enjoying it. Because if you remember my Alton Tower Scarefest videos, she ended up crying coming out of the mazes, and that's not fair. She just looks like a big baby, and she's 19. She'll be listening to me shouting at me in a minute. Yeah, so we had done that in the afternoon. Whoa. Sorry, I put you on my other stand because my ring light's knackered. Anyway, once we got back in after dinner, we noticed that everybody was already starting to get a space around the sort of lake area where the fireworks were going to be. But I mean, it was like 3 hours before they even started, so we were like, no, we want to be early and get a good spot, but not that early. So the girls got on Shambala, we did Uncharted again, we had a good wander around some of the shops and things. The girls spent the last of their money, and then we got into place for the parade. We found a spot, or Jack and I found a spot. We let the girls go into shops and things like that, and we found a spot beside where it was right at the lake, but it was a good area for the parade passing as well. Eventually the parade started. It was about 20 to 10, I think, and it was amazing. It was so good. Basically all the characters from around the park, a lot of the characters from the shows that we'd seen, a lot of the scare actors that were walking around dressed up, the clown, that sort of thing, all came past in this parade, and it was amazing. We'd seen a bit of it the first night we were in. In fact, it wasn't actually the parade we saw. We saw them passing us as they were getting into position to start the parade, but we didn't want to watch it until the Saturday night. And I have got a little bit of footage of that, which I'll show you in a minute. But it was so good. The only thing is, the song that they use for it is so catchy, it gets in your head, and it's like 2 minutes long, and it just keeps going on a loop. So by the end of it, I mean 20 minutes the parade took, it was brilliant. By the end of it, all we could hear was this song in our head. Hey, Halloween, hey, trick or treat, Halloween, 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 trick or treat. And it's still in our head. And actually Jack was on the Facebook page, the PortAventura Facebook page, and someone had put on, I need some serious advice here. How do you get that song out your head? I'm like, I don't know, but you've just got it back in hours. Great song, but they need to make it a little bit longer so it's not the same one over and over again. But yeah, really good. Brilliant parade. I am gutted that I've not got the footage. Abby, I had been going to do it on my GoPro, but it was so dark, so Abby filmed it, but it's not letting her send me it because it's too big, and I don't think she knows how to like cut it up to send it. If I do eventually get it, I will put it up because it was amazing. I was going to put that up as a standalone video anyway. So after everybody got right, all the parade finished, the fireworks started. Wow. Absolutely, I've never seen fireworks like that in my life. Now, I've seen fireworks at Disney, and I've seen them at Alton Towers when it's been like proper spectaculars, and this just blew them away. It was amazing. Because it was on the water, they had like sort of fountain type things, and they had different images were projected onto the water, like where it was falling and things. And there was music, there was stunts, because we said, oh, a couple of the people from the Bang Bang Halloween show hadn't been in the parade, and we were like, oh, I wonder if it's their day off or something like that. But then we realised because they're in the stunt show, it was probably them that were involved in the fireworks. There was colours and bangs and sprays and just everything. And then people were coming round on jet skis, but it was so dark you couldn't really see the jet ski. All you could see was the coloured flames coming out the back of it. And then I'm like, what on earth is that? There was two people, I was going to say guys, but it might not have been guys, and they had like the hydrojet packs on. So the water was forcing them out of the water, so it was like they were flying and they were doing circles and they were it was like they were dancing in the sky. I have never seen anything like this. The suit was all lit up and it was just amazing. Absolutely amazing. Put it this way, you could see why they only do it once a week, and that is because it must have cost an absolute fortune. It really must. But that was one thing about PortAventura. There was nothing. Shut my room door to try and drown them out. Oh, they're both standing looking at me now. What a shame. They did not scrimp and scrape anywhere with the finances. The theming, they went all out with the theming. The park was spotless, absolutely spotless. There was nothing lying about that shouldn't be. The rides were all very well maintained, and it really did put the likes of Bolton Towers and Blackpool to shame. It really, really did. And I mean, the cost of it probably worked out, when we worked out how much it cost us for the park tickets, were cheaper for PortAventura than it was for Bolton Towers. Absolutely amazing, I have to say. Can't fault them at all. And so that was our Saturday night. The fireworks finished about 10:10 and we headed back down to the hotel, ready to go away tomorrow on the Sunday. And I have actually got some footage of that, which I'll put up tomorrow, because I hadn't backed that up and deleted it before I realised what had happened, so it was still there. So I have got that. It's only about 10 minutes long, but I will put that up for you tomorrow. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through some of the photos with you. I've got another couple of bits of video from Jack, so I'll put them up first. The first one is the bit of it wasn't a parade, but it was the parade getting ready to start. So you'll see some of the characters that were in the parade, and it was daytime at this point. So I'll pop that in for you now. Yay! You just passed Beetlejuice. I missed Beetlejuice. Hola! 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 Was the rabbits good?
Yeah. I wanted to go again, but I didn't.
No. Oh, it's the count. 1, 2, hey, they're good. Good costumes. Why am I filming it on your phone? Hey, Abby! Hey! That's Abby too. Oh, look. That's true. Hey! Oh, move in, move in. I want cookies! And the next bit of video is from Shambala. Now, Jack filmed us as we were just coming out of the station bit. And then he filmed us again as we came down. When you come down one of the dips, all these fountains spurt up and absolutely soak you. So he filmed us at that bit as well. So I'll put those in for you now. And on Shambala, Abby actually paid to get the official video. There's little video camera type things in the front of all of the seats. So, you know how you can get photos of rides? Well, they basically made a video of it. So Abby paid for hers. I'll put that in for you just now. It's not, the proper video that they gave was like about 5 minutes long, telling the backstory of Shambala and all the rest of it. Like it was meant to be about an adventurer going out on an expedition and things like that. But there's none of that in this. We've just got the ride and it's brilliant. I don't mean to be rude, but I'm going to point it out because you will notice it. Look out for Abby's boobs. That's all I'm going to say. It's okay, they don't pop out, but it's hilarious. Anyway, I'm going to put that in for you now. Did you see what I mean about her boobs? It was like, boob job, no boob job. Boob job, no boob job. She'll kill me, absolutely kill me. Anyway, that was all the videos that I had to show you. So let's have a look at the photos. Abby and Brooke meeting Woody Woodpecker. Oh look, it's my best friend the clown, behind me, then in front of me, scaring me to death. This was hilarious. The guy pushing me was pushing the prisoner that you see in the orange, but then he took over my wheelchair. So Jack thought he would take over the prisoner. Look at his face. And then they had a race. Abby and Brooke with Wednesday and Uncle Fester, and I don't know who that's meant to be on the end, but it was cool. This is the official photo of Abby and Brooke on Red Force, the massive tall roller coaster in Ferrari Land. These next photos were from the Bang Bang Halloween show. All that white stuff you see was foam that was sprayed out everywhere. Beetlejuice in the audience. This was the werewolf. He spotted us taking photos and gave us a thumbs up. Oh, the mummy. He stole the show for me. He was brilliant. This was the whole cast taken about at the end. As they were going off, the mummy took his hat off, his mask thing off, and Abby went, oh, I knew he was going to be cute. Typical 19-year-old. So that was everything from our Salou adventures. Overall, we had an amazing time. We would go back next week if we could. We really would. We loved it. I'd love to go back next year, but realistically, it's going to be the year after if we do manage it. Just because of finances, you know what it's like. But yeah, absolutely, highly recommend Salou and PortAventura to anybody. It's so wheelchair friendly. I've mentioned that in quite a few of my videos, but it really is. Some of the pavements on the outskirts of Salou have got like big bumps that I kept, nearly falling out. But Jack was saying it's expansion gaps because it gets so hot. Obviously things expand, so they need to leave room, which makes sense. But generally, wheelchair wise, there's loads of places that you can hire little electric buggies, and you can actually get tandem electric, not wheelchairs, what's the word, mobility scooters. You get tandem ones as well, which I thought would be great. You could just see my mum and dad going about on that. So yeah, absolutely amazing, so clean, lovely people. We had an amazing holiday, we really did. And hopefully at some point I'm going to do a review of the hotel, Sol Costa Dorada. Spoiler, it was amazing. And also talking about flying with Jet2 as a disabled passenger. Let me know if you would like a video of that, because it was a game of two halves. The way they were at Manchester was completely different to the way they were at Salou, and yet it was the same company. It was very, very interesting. So yeah, let me know if you want me to do a video on that, and I certainly will. So all that's left from this series of videos is our going home, and that's already edited and uploaded, so I will put that up tomorrow for you. Sorry this didn't go up on Friday as planned, but if you watch my vlog on Monday, you'll find out why. It was one of those days. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. I know I lost all my footage, but I hope it still gave you a snapshot of the sort of things that we did, how good the park was. I mean, it was good when we were there in the summer before, but it was busier and it didn't have the same atmosphere, because although the themed, all the different themed countries or like areas of the world were really good, but the Halloween, having all the Halloween stuff out, having the actors walking about, really just made it a completely different place. I think if we were to go back, it would be for Halloween or any other event that they had like that. So yeah, I hope it's given you an idea anyway. If you have enjoyed it, please hit the thumbs up button. Feel free to share it with anyone. If you know anyone that's thinking about going to Salou or has been and maybe had a bad experience, and you can show them that, you know, it's not always like that. Just if you think anybody would enjoy these videos, please feel free to hit share underneath any of my videos, and then you can send it on to whoever you want. It helps my wee channel grow, as does you subscribing and commenting, so please do that if you don't mind, and I will see you in our next one. Thanks everyone, bye.